What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here. Welcome to the channel where you subscribe to get daily updates every day on Bitcoin. We're going to be taking a look at the charts. We're going to take a look at some key areas, the bullish and the bearish case scenario. Definitely stick around all the way through. I've got some pretty interesting things to show you. You don't want to miss out on. And don't forget, check out the free Discord group. There's a link below in the description. It's an awesome community, guys. Check it out and let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Always do your own due diligence before investing or trading in any market. Don't listen to anybody on YouTube. I'm here to give you what I see and give you my opinion. It does not have to be your opinion. All right, so we're doing a Kobo Vault Generation 2 hard wallet giveaway. I do suggest you guys get a hard wallet if you are into crypto. Keep your cryptos off the exchanges if you're not trading them, not your keys, not your crypto. I have some links down below also to get some hard wallets, and they're the ones I prefer. All the links down below are stuff I prefer. I do want to ask, all that you have to do to enter to win is make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Leave your comment down below because I'll be picking a random comment from a random video throughout the week. We'll be doing that on Sunday. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and tick that notification bell so you get notified when I post new videos. All right, so let's take a look at the news headlines. Not a whole lot of new news headlines, but let's take a look just to get a feel for the sentiment. Nigerians are using Bitcoin to bypass trade hurdles with China. One of the biggest ever bets on Bitcoin, worth a massive $250 million, and that is talking about the MicroStrategy fund. That's very bullish news, but keep in mind, when the more bullish news you see, is usually we get a big drop. And what these big players do, yeah, they may have bought a lot of Bitcoin, but they can go on to other exchanges. They can create leveraged short positions. They can start a sell-off by selling these, get everybody in fear. They can win money on their short position and also buy back Bitcoin lower for a much cheaper price and rise it up. So keep in mind, these are how the big players play, guys. That's just be cautious. Grayscale's Bitcoin portfolio is up 90% in 2020. Now worth $4.5 billion. Another one to watch out for, guys. Just be careful. We could be in a bull run, but we're going to take a look at both cases. And I don't see any other new news that we haven't. Bitcoin once again giving bulls hope for 12,000 and beyond. Yeah, anyways, a lot of bullish news. Let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. We're at 75, still the same as yesterday, still in the greed zone. And let's take a look at the gaps. Of course, we've talked about it before. The gaps do not have to fill, but the past shows us they usually do. We did come up, close our gap at 11,790 right here. And if you could see these blue lines across the screen, we do have a gap here at 96.70, another one at 76.25, and one all the way down to the 35.70. Not saying it has to go there, guys, but you need to be cautious and be aware that it can. It is a possibility. Whether, I don't care what anybody's saying, it's definitely a possibility, so be careful there. Let's get into the weekly. So on the weekly, the bullish case, we stay above this yellow dotted trend line, and as of right now on the weekly, it is 11,185. A close below that will be pretty damn bearish, and the 8 EMA right now lies about 96.50, 13 EMA around 9,050, and 21 EMA about 83.68. We had the 55 all the way down to the 5,600 range, and yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Also, you can see the higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI. That is bearish divergence. We'll see if that plays out. Another thing we're going to look at, the weekly. We'll take a look at the RSI in a minute because that's been very interesting. And the RSI suggests a possible one more leg up. And I will say that if it crosses the resistance line on the top on the weekly RSI, then it could be very bullish. But let's take a look at the bullish targets. Looking at this as a symmetrical triangle that we broke out of, if that's the case, around 27,000. I had to redo my chart this morning. I lost them all for some reason. But looking at the falling broadening wedge here in yellow, the measured move of that is 16,000. Those are the very bullish case scenarios, guys. As of right now, and you'll notice this yellow dotted line is through all the charts as we go down all the way to the 1 hour. So we'll keep an eye on where that's at. And as of right now, we are getting support on it. And on the weekly, it's lying about 11,200 range. So weekly close below that will be ugly. And I think I said weekly back here. I meant monthly. So let's look at the RSI now. So if we take a look at the RSI, we have a triangle here in the RSI 2 where we had resistance, support, resistance, support. It's coiling up. It's possible we do have one more leg up, so I want you guys to keep that in mind. We'll see where the weekly closes. If we blow through this and the weekly closes up top within the next couple weeks, that'll be bullish as hell. But other than that, I expect if we do get back up here to get a rejection and come back down, and that would be our final shakeout. In my opinion, that's the bearish case. Let's take a look at, here's a count that I've been watching, and I do think day by day it's more and more likely, and I'll show you more about it throughout the video. But as you can see, looking at it as an Elliott wave count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and you can see the targets. 3 would be 94.66. And guys, that doesn't mean we shoot down today. Tomorrow we go back up here. This takes time to play out. It will be invalid if we cross 12,139. Then this count would be invalid. But as of now, I'm still looking at this. 3 going down to 94.66 area. 4 going up to about 11.3 to, or I'm sorry, 10.3 or 10.4. And then back down 5 would be 87. Now, even though this looks bearish, this is a very bullish count, and I'll show you why. Let's go into the 4 hour. It still goes down further if this is the count. We would pull this over here and look at this as an ABC, making this a giant one wave. Still could go down to that 69 also, but take a look at that as an ABC. We get all the way down to that 87, back up to 10.8, and then back down to 74, and that would be wave 1 here, wave 2 here, and 3 would be pretty huge. So even though that's looking bearish, it's still long-term bullish. And for those of you that don't get it, when I say I'm bearish in the short to medium term. Long term, I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin. Just so you guys know, I do have a HODL position, so even if it just shoots up from here and goes to 100,000 like some people talk about, I'd be happy because I have a HODL position. But what I'm seeing in the charts is what I'm showing you guys. So there is going to be some great trade opportunities if you guys are interested in trading. I'm going to leave a Prime XBT tutorial up top. Definitely check it out. I have a promo code Savy50. Gives you 50% on top of whatever you deposit up to 1 Bitcoin as your bonus, and Savvy25 will get you 25% off of your fees. The reason this is the only exchange I use, guys, as you guys know, I was looking at Bybit. I used to use that for a while. Femex, those guys. The reason though that you see so much about them, they pay hugely because they do a lot of liquidations because they trade against their customers. So there's tons of liquidations, so they pay the YouTuber a lot more than this one does. They don't do that. They don't trade against their customers. I make a lot less for my commission on Prime XBT, but I actually use it, and I'm actually, this is the only one I trust. So anyways, and it's got awesome setup. You can set up multiple charts so you can look at stuff in different hours or however you want to set it up, different charts for different assets. You also can trade Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, tons of Forex, gold, silver, oil, Dow Jones, S&P, everything, all with just using your Bitcoin as collateral. So definitely check it out. Like I said, by far the best exchange in my opinion. Now let's look at one of the things that's keeping me bearish here. As you can see, this big red candle with the long wicks next to the green candle. It is called an bearish engulfing candle. It engulfed the bullish candle right next to it. The high of that was 12,139. My bearish count is invalidated if we cross the 12,139. But as you can see, our EMAs are turning over here right now, and we are getting rejected at the 11,400, which is the 13 EMA. We have our 21 EMA down here at 11,130, 55 EMA all the way down to 10,350. And then we have this trend line down here around 10,100. So we also have the 200 EMA down here at about 9,200. Those are all definitely possible targets. And as I stated, you can see our long-term trend line, that dotted yellow line, and right now it is about the 11,300 range. A daily close above that, guys, and it's probably going to get pretty ugly pretty fast, in my opinion. One thing I do want to say is, well, let's go over here. First off, if you guys do want to help support the channel, check it out. My wife's webpage, inkyyourimage.com. Link down below. A lot of cool crypto stuff on there. She can put anything you want on here, not just what you see. Any coin, if you have a favorite coin, whatever. Just a funny saying, a meme, whatever you want, she can put on any of this stuff. Just hit her up in the contact. So one thing I do want to point out, if we look here, it is hidden bullish divergence. We're getting lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price action. So we do have this target. If we do get that one leg up, we talked about in the weekly, could get us as high as $12,800 range, and that being a retest of this trend line here, which was a rising broadening wedge that we broke down from back in March. That's the bullish case. The bearish case is we break back through this trend line, the yellow dotted trend line that we've been talking about, and come down. And if we take a measured move of this triangle right here, put it to where we broke out, that's another thing stating that we topped out here. I do believe we have topped out there, guys. But of course, we do have major support down at 10,060 range, or 10,560 range. What I'm going to do now is take a look at, from the swing low to the swing high, I've put the Fibonacci retracements on here. If the 10,550 doesn't hold, we'll be looking at 10,187 would be the 0.236 retracement. The 0.382 retracement around 89.50, and each one of these should be support. If they break, it should move on to the next one. So then we have 0.5 at 79.83. Then we have our golden pocket zone still at around 6,900. And then we have 0.786, 5,600, and worst case scenario, come down and close this gap, which could be a stop hunt from anyone that longed here. That $3,500 to $3,600 range. If we look at this, as some people are looking at it as an inverse head and shoulders, which will be invalid if we close below that 10,500, but the measured move of that is 17,000. Of course, that we would have to break this 1280 first. I believe if we do break the 1280, then it's a good possibility we get up to between 15,000 and 17,000, because this is major resistance. I do think it would become support, and maybe that could be the big bull run everybody is talking about. Yeah, let's look at 4 hour. All right, so the 4 hour, you can see I have the red trend lines in here, looking at this as a possible triangle or bull flag, whatever you might want to call it. But if we were to break down from here in the next couple days, our measured move would be around 96 to 9,700. Of course, we would have to get through our 10,550 and break through our 10,185. That would also coincide with this yellow or this white long-term trend line right here. So if we broke up from here, depending on where and when, and then we break that 12,008 to 12,900, depending on where we hit that resistance here, could be looking at 13.6. We're going to go into the 1 hour. The targets did hit pretty smoothly yesterday. Let's take a look. So I was talking about this. I drew the trend line in here, a break of that. would be the bullish case, getting up to that 12.8, 12.9 region. But what happened? I had it at 12,600 or 11,699. We actually hit 12,668, and then we came down, and look at that, we hit it almost to the dollar. I had 11,274, and that being the bottom of this long-term trend line, and it hit exactly there. We did get a bounce. Now we're going to move this up a little, and 11,300 range is the range. If we open and close a candle below 11,300 in the 1 hour, that's going to be bearish, guys. As you can see over here, we actually did open and close one in there, but that was it, and we got back above here, and it is acting as support. If we look at the EMAs, they are looking pretty damn bearish here, guys. In the 1 hour, the 55 is crossing the 200 to the downside. If we don't get a big move up here, it could get ugly. To come up and retest the 55 and the 200 is going to be around 11,550. We'll go ahead and put a target there. A break of that, we may get bullish again. But keep an eye on that. Let me move this over. So right about there. That would also break this downward sloping trend line for the resistance. So if we get a break of that, then we could be looking up to the more bullish targets up here. So I'm going to move this over a little bit. I think it's a little bit different showing me on the hourly, but yeah, I do think it's more likely that 12.8 will give us rejection. But we also have this up here. Let's move this up a bit to around 13.8 to 14,000 if we came up and retested this trend line. Now let's take a look at the measured moves. If we do break that 11.3, we have a measured move of where we broke down here first. Looking at this as the top of a rising broadening wedge, the dotted line is the support on the bottom, and a break of that should get us to 11.22, but we did break back above it. Now we are breaking back below it one more time. The next measured move would be, I don't even know why I have this one up here. What is this one? Oh, okay. Looking at the yellow dotted lines as a rising broadening wedge that we have already broken. Like I said, we got back up in it, but we did break back down. That's the 9,400 range, which is this long-term support line. 94 to 9,500, depending on where it would go. That would be a pretty quick move down. I don't necessarily think we're going to get it that quick. One more thing I want to look at. I'll come back over here. I forgot to mention in the 4 hour. We've been watching this trend line here for a long time, actually a couple months. If we do break this, we most likely come back down and retest the white trend line on this rising channel. If we do break this, keep an eye on that, guys, in the 4 hour, because if this breaks, we might get a little support on the white trend line here, come back up, retest this, and come back down. That would be a pretty damn big move down. So be cautious, guys. I know everybody's so bullish, and I'd love to be bullish too, but I'm being cautious here because it's just not looking like it's ready to me, man. But again, I could be wrong. You know, if we break these targets, we could be going up. The bulls will be happy. I'll be happy because, like I said, I have a HODL position, but I just don't see it. We do have a target down here at the 8,800 also, and that is looking at this as a rising broadening wedge using the top resistance line and the solid support line. A break of that should get us down to between the 88 and 8,900, somewhere in that range. So be cautious, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel by clicking the CryptoSavy logo above my head. Don't forget to leave a comment down below to get you entered to win the free Kobo Vault Generation 2 hard wallet. And smash those thumbs up, guys. That really helps the YouTube algorithm. YouTube does not do a very good job helping crypto channels out right now. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. And the way you can fight that is share the video, smash the like button, and leave your comments. I appreciate it, guys. Have a great day.